Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah. In this Design Space tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can turn a single colour SVG or image in Design Space into a multicolored one like this, which will allow you to cut it out from different shades of vinyl or cardstock. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to Design Space Daily, helping you learn Cricut Design Space in short and snappy video tutorials. When you open up cut files in Design Space, you'll often find that they're all mushed together into one layer, which means that it's kind of difficult to change the colour if you want more than one colour. So you can very easily change it to a different colour in the colour box at the top of the page, but that'll change the whole thing. But what about if you just want to make a certain part of it a different colour? So let's say I want to make the word people and all the paw prints blue instead of yellow. Luckily, Design Space lets you do that fairly easily using the contour tool. So I'm going to click on my layer, right click and then duplicate, and that's made a copy. I'm going to change the colour of my copy. I'm going to select both layers by clicking and dragging a box around them and then going to align and centre, and that's position them exactly one on top of the other, which is going to make this next step a little bit easier to see. I'm just going to move them over to the left so that my contour box will show in the middle and I'll be able to see a little bit through. So click on that top layer, go down to the bottom of the layers panel and press contour. And this might take a little while to load and you may need to zoom in or out, but once you've got it, all you need to do to get rid of a certain thing is click on it. So I'm going to remove everything apart from the paw prints and the word people. So all I need to do is just go through and click, and you can see on the design underneath that this is now showing the yellow through. Oops, that was a paw print. It's showing the yellow through, so I can see how it's all going to look as I'm going along and clicking. Whilst I'm doing this, every time I click a letter, if it's got a little bit in the middle, so A's and S's, you can see it's got these little bits, it's filling them in with blue. So after you've clicked the main letter, you just need to make sure you click any bits inside the letter because you don't want them showing up in the different colour. Okay, so I'm nearly done, just got that E. And now if I close the contour window, you can see that I've now made this a two-colour thing, but it's not quite ready yet because if I just hide the blue layer, you can see it's still going to cut all of that yellow one, and I don't want it to do that. I don't want it to cut the things that I'm going to do in blue. So I need to select the yellow layer in the layers panel and go down to contour again. And this time I'm going to click on everything that I want to be blue. So all of the paw prints and then the word people. So it is really just as simple as going through and clicking all of these bits. So now I can test I've got that right by just hiding the blue layer and putting it back on again and just making sure I don't have any bits of yellow where that blue is. And now this has turned into a two-colour design. So if I want to make it now, you can see it's going to cut out my yellow layer and then the blue one. And everything's still in position, all these paw prints, so it'll be nice and easy to layer two bits of vinyl together to create a finished design for a t-shirt or a tote bag or whatever it is that you're putting this on. You can use this same technique to add more than two colours as well. So for example, let's change the word people to, let's go for red instead of blue. I'm going to click on the blue layer in the layers panel and then right click and duplicate. I can change the colour to red and then roughly move it over the top and then select the red layer in the layers panel, press Ctrl on my keyboard and choose the blue one and go into align and then centre. So now these are perfectly one on top of the other, which is going to make it easier for me to contour. So I've got the red layer selected and press contour, and then I'm going to remove all the paw prints so that I've just got that word people in red. And because I moved my design over to the left, it means I can see it behind this pop-up window, which just makes it that little bit easier for me to see what I'm doing. Now I can close that contour window, and it's looking good, but I need to do that second step, which is to remove the word people from the blue. So I've just hidden the red layer by clicking the eye icon in the layers panel. Then I can select the blue one, go into contour, and this time I need to click all of the bits in the word people. No, that's fine. Alright, so now that's that word people gone, so I can put that back in, and now I've got a 3-colour design. So when I click make it now, I've got the word people on red, I've got the yellow, and I've got the paw prints all separate. One thing you might want to do as a little extra to help save some of your vinyl is to move things about. For example, these paw prints, it doesn't really matter where you position them on the design. If they're a little bit out of alignment to the original, it doesn't matter, it will still look great. So if you wanted to, you could cut all of these paw prints apart so that it's not going to take up all this space on your vinyl. It will mean it takes a little bit longer to layer your vinyl together because you have to do each paw print individually, whereas if you did it how it looks now, you could just do it all in one go. So it's up to you whether you decide you'd rather save time and keep it as it is now, or save some of your vinyl and do this trick I'm about to show you. So I'm going to hit cancel on here and then just hide these 2 layers. I've got the paw prints and I'm going to right click and press duplicate and move them over here, and for now I'm just going to change this colour to something different as it will make it easier. Go into shapes and choose a square, and then just resize it and position it over one of the paw prints. With the square layer selected, press Ctrl on your keyboard and choose the green paw prints, and then press slice down the bottom. And that's going to cut that paw print out, so now it's all on its own. If I move these, you can see I've got the green one here, and I can just click and drag it so that it's roughly over the top of that blue one. Go ahead and delete those 2 grey slice results, and then we're going to do the same thing again for each of the other green paw prints. So put a square over one of them, and then select the layer with all the paw prints and press slice. You can delete the 2 grey ones, and then with the green one, which is now cut out, just click and roughly move it over the blue one on the left. I'm going to do the same thing again. I think I'll keep these 2 down the bottom still connected to each other because they're quite close anyway. So I can delete the grey ones and then move these green ones over and roughly position them on top. And now I just need to do it once more. So choose the square, put it over one of them, and then slice. Delete the 2 grey layers and move the green over to the blue one. And now, because I have only got one left, I don't need to slice that one, I can just move it over. Okay, so if I turn my red and yellow layers back on, you can see how that's looking, but I need to make all of these green ones blue. So select all the layers by clicking them in the layers panel, all of the green paw prints, and make sure you've got shift pressed down on your keyboard when you do it, and then press group. When they're all grouped together, it means you can change the colour once and it will change everything in that group. Lastly, you just need to make sure you hide the original blue layer where they're all joined together, otherwise that'll cut twice. And now I've still got all my paw prints, they're all there, and they're all going to cut. But if I click make it, what it's done now is rather than taking up most of that sheet of vinyl like it was doing before, it's just going to cut them all in one row. And what I like to do is move them a little bit further apart because you're going to have to trim around the vinyl to cut around each one so that you can position it on your design. So you need a little bit of space around them. But by doing this, it's going to take up so much less of your vinyl. It's only going to use this top little strip, and then you'll have all the rest of it left for another project. So as I said before, that step is optional. You don't need to do that, but it does help you save on your vinyl. It just means that when you assemble this all together, you're going to have to do a little bit more work to get all these paw prints back into the rest of the letters how it looked before. So that was a very quick overview of how you can change a one color SVG or design in Design Space into multiple colors, and then how you can split it up to help save your vinyl. If you want the design that I used, it is a free SVG from my website, and it also comes with the UK spelling of favourite as well, with a U in it. I'll leave a link to the SVG in the description of this video, so go ahead and check that out if you want to download it. For more Cricut Design Space tutorials, please subscribe to my channel. I release 3 new videos every week. Thank you for watching.